Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hello and welcome to Empire Builders. Today we're talking about how to break free from the daily grind. And I'm talking to Finn Kelly he's got a couple of firms. He's got an entrepreneurial advisory firm called We Love Numbers and also a Gen Y personal advisory called Wealth Enhancers. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
Explain a bit about your businesses and how you come to that.
So we've got a Gen Y advisory business, Wealth Enhancers, and that was built out of our experiences of having a private client business dealing with older, high net wealths. And what we saw was that it wasn't about how much money you earned over your lifespan, it was about the good practices and habits you got in at a young age, which really set up your happiness and success in the future. So we saw an opportunity that no one was really targeting the younger space, and we realised it was all to be built around coaching and accountability, setting goals in line with your values, and making sure you've got a framework to be able to build wealth. And then out of that experience, one of our target markets was entrepreneurs, and we soon identified that there's this common trait where a business can sort of take over and become its own beast, but a lot of the time they weren't actually enhancing their personal life, and they were directly linked. And a lot of the time they were saying, can you do what you're doing on us personally, on our business, because we need that accountability. So we thought there was a real opportunity to look at building a business which is trying to provide everything an entrepreneur needs to succeed in one membership solution.
Now, everyone's got an idea of kind of Gen Y, and you're going to give them a kick out the backside and the rest of it. So for this business of trying to teach them about personal wealth, is that their parents saying, right, you've got to learn about this stuff, or have you actually found some Gen Ys that say, no, we want to take it on ourselves, and we might be young, but we want coaches and we want advice?
Yeah, it's actually more the Gen Ys taking it on themselves. One of our biggest competitors is actually the parents. Funny enough, it's not our other advisors, it's competitors saying, you should just go buy a house right now, or you should just be doing saving all your money. And it's not the life that they actually want. So there's people out there who are going, I'm earning good money, I'm getting older, what should I actually be doing? So that they're looking for those options.
That obviously there's a lot more financial education now when you were younger, and when I was younger, even kind of a decade or so before that. Are a lot more people astute on what they need to be doing, or do they just know that they need to go and do something and then they're trying to find where the answers are?
So it's a very broad mix. Some people, we're coming from a base where they literally don't even know what to do at all. And then there's some others who we deal with a lot of investment bankers who are extremely intelligent, they know what they're doing, but they don't know how to apply it to their personal situation. And they actually realise that you can be told something, and we all know that, like with fitness and everything, you can find out the program how to lose weight. Whether you actually will do it or not is a different question. You need someone actually holding your hand and making you accountable and showing you the way.
So I guess to start with, having a vision. How important is it to have a vision and know where you want to try and head?
So I think it's an extremely important part. So I think these days, definitely with the demographic that we're trying to deal with, Gen Y, I have a Gen Y workforce, if you don't get them in part of something, they're going to leave you after a very short period of time. And there's a lot of competitors out there who can offer larger salaries, and when you're a startup, you actually can't do that. So the vision is the thing which gets people on board and unites people around a common force and makes people do extraordinary things when they actually might not have the resources. So I actually believe the vision is the number one criteria for an entrepreneur.
And so does the entrepreneur need to have that vision and they need to get it across to the staff? Or is it you need to try and find staff that got their own visions and they just align together?
So I think it's both. You need to have a very clear vision for your company. Otherwise, someone will find a way to hijack it and take it on a different direction, whether it's market forces, whether it's a strong team member, or whether it's potentially a customer as well. So that vision needs to be ingrained in you, and then you need to articulate it to your team members and get them all to buy into it as well. However, it's a lot easier when you have team members who also have their own vision of where they want to go and it aligns with your vision. That's the secret to success. Extremely hard. Recruitment, if you ask any entrepreneur what's probably their greatest frustration, it's actually getting the right team members. But after a 6-year journey, I can honestly say I've got an amazing team now, and it's probably something which I've changed my view on a lot. Originally, I used to think if you had a great vision, great product, great structures, the team could just be okay and they would get on the journey, but really the team does make it.
So is this one thing that you start a business, you get your vision, you put it down on a bit of paper and say, right, that's it, ticked it off, or do you come back and do your budgeting once a year, tick that off as your yearly thing? Or is that a daily routine?
It's a daily routine. So we have a few mechanisms which help this. So we start with a painted picture. So what we do is every sort of 3 years we look out in the future and go, what would we like our business to be like if we walk into it right now? Bit of that back to the future type scenario. And we put in there the achievements we've done, the type of customers we're dealing, the revenue, goals and everything. And we use that as our blueprint whenever we do our annual and quarterly planning. Then as a team, we get together and we do our annual planning, quarterly planning, and we just keep getting back on the vision. And every day we're referring back to our vision. And we see vision as a combination of your purpose, your values, and your big goal, the thing which drives everyone in line.
And say with the values, how do you determine those?
So it's an interesting one. At the start, you'll have an idea of the values that you want for your business. The problem is sometimes they might be a little bit idealistic. Values are something which you're already doing, so it's a good exercise to have an idea of them at the start, but then as you go on, keep coming back to them and go, right, what are the things which we talk about? What are the one-liners that we're always saying in the business? They're often your values. So, for example, in We Love Numbers, we have Big Apple Vision. It's something which we're always going to be focusing on. It's about New York. It's about looking for the big dreaming entrepreneurs, and that's how we'll run our business, but it's also how we look for in our entrepreneurs. We're application only, and we actually go to them, do you have a big vision? Do we believe in it? And it helps us make sure that we believe in them. And you should only have sort of 3 to 4 values. Any more, you'll just forget about them. They won't become part of your DNA. And the great thing about values is once you've got them, that's how you make decisions. They become your framework, and you just, whenever you've got a decision, you refer back to your values and go, does it align? Yes, then you can do it. And that empowers people as well. I just say to my team members, if you got a decision, look at our values. If you're happy with it, go for it, and then we'll chat about it later.
And with the vision, how do you keep that alive? Because it's all well and good to say, yeah, you keep looking at it every 3 months, but can it be one of those things like the budget? It's always the last thing you deal with because you're just dealing with fighting fires at the time.
So it really does fall back on the leader. They have to be the champion of the vision. So we have a few different things that we have. So one, we do a lot of storytelling. So whenever I have a meeting, I always tell a story about the vision or a representation of someone did about the values, and that really ties it back in. We also have awards related to our actual values. So each month when we have our monthly team meeting, we give out awards of who displayed the best value here. And we have it visible. So everyone has to read it all the time. We post little things about it. We write our blogs about our vision. So it's part of the DNA of the company.
Okay. And what are some of the kind of technology tools that you use these days?
So we use a line, which is created by Vern Harnish, and that's a really great way. It's a one-page plan document, and that has your vision on it, your goals you're going to achieve over the next 3 years, 1 year, and then quarterly goals. And then you can align everyone's tasks related to those actual priorities and goals. And that's amazing. So every day they have a morning huddle, they write down what they've achieved, plan out their day, and it just keeps them going. So that's a really great way. We use Slack, which is a communication tool between everyone, and we actually have channels about the values so people talk about there. And I think just the old way of just Google, being there, being on like video calls and just integrating with the team is a really great way.
So effectively with the wealth enhancers, the We Love Numbers, which is the entrepreneurial one,
Yep.
Are you effectively trying to be the template business yourself and then use that to then pass down to your clients as well? Exactly.
So that's been our philosophy with both our businesses. So in Wealth Enhancers, we are a member ourselves. We call our members because we're an application-only community, and everything that has been done on us, we then roll it out to our member base. So we believe that we're building the best way to build wealth and have success. So we'll test something on ourselves and go, this works really well, let's roll that across the member base. Same with We Love Numbers. Everything we do, it's why it's come quite naturally for us, is this is what we're doing in our business, this is our philosophies, and then we share them with our members.
Sounds like you've got to live the dream and you've got to travel the world and have lots of fun to prove people that it's all working, and then pass that knowledge on.
You do, and that's something which we got challenged a lot at the start. People were like, oh, do you ever work or anything like that? And it's like, well, we're always working, and isn't the dream that you're not in your business day to day? That means you've actually set up a really great business. So initially I used to be quite defensive when people would say these things, and now I go, yeah, it was awesome. I was just on a boat this day, or I was traveling over here. They don't see behind the scenes that we're actually working late at night and we're doing all these different things, and while we're on that boat we did some of the greatest business deals we've done. But it's good to be able to get people to realise you don't need to be in your office 9 to 5 every day, and if you are, you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah, so certainly the working life is changing, and they always say that you never work a day in your life if you actually enjoy what you do. Join us after the break as we'll give you more tips and ideas. Welcome back to Empire Builders. Today we're talking about how to break free from the daily grind, and I'm joined by Finn Kelly. Good to see you. Now, you've got a global company, you've got 50 staff all around the world. I guess, why have you chosen to do this rather than do the traditional, have an office and have them all in there?
So I don't know if it was actually designed at the start. It was a bit of it by accident. So one of our members in Wealth Enhancers and We Love Numbers was a company called Grow My Team, and they had got some international team members. They were starting to look at this business where they were building international team members. We went, oh, we should try one of these, and we're a big believer. We always like to work with our members. So we tried that, and we got our bookkeeper in the Philippines, and we were just blown away by how good the quality was, how they're just a normal person, and we had a really good relationship, and it made us realise that there's a huge opportunity out there in the world. So within 6 months, we hired 12 people internationally, and we built a team, and what it really enabled us to do was to start thinking about, well, there's great people all around the world who potentially are better price rates, but often are more experienced and have got better talent, and they can give you different views. So it's been one of the best decisions we've ever made. Now I think it's actually what's freed us up to make some of our other businesses quite successful, and I'm a big fan of it, and I preach it to everyone.
So do you find that doing those kind of things, it kind of gets you out of your comfort zone and it makes you feel a bit threatened and wondering if it's the right kind of thing, just like it's probably the same for your clients when you're suggesting them to do stuff?
Yeah, it definitely is. I can remember we started doing some things with like freelancers and stuff like that, and you start seeing little results. You go, that's good, but then you have a setback and you start questioning, oh no, is this actually any good? Is everyone just trying to rip you off or something like that? And you go back into the mentality that everyone's been telling you that Australia's the best, you can't do anything offshore or internationally, and the whole term, the offshore, it's not really the case anymore. Like offshoring was pretty much when you used to hand over a whole responsibility and had no interaction with the team members. What we're talking about is just hiring team members who are just happen to be geographically located somewhere else. And you just got to persevere with it, and once you start seeing the results, you start opening up your eyes and you see that there's more and more things possible. So when we first started, we thought they could only be doing back office admin work and never have any client interaction, to where now we're at the point where our members actually don't even know where our team members are located, and they'll just go ask on a question, oh, where are you located, by the way? And they'll go, oh, we're in Philippines, or we're in America, and they go, oh, how cool is that? So it's pretty exciting what you can.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.